Welcome back to Believers IS Academy. In today's topic of the day discussion, we will be discussing about the Nobel Prize winners of 2025 for the physiology and the medicine. And it has been awarded to three important scientists. One is Mary Brunkow, Fred Ramsdell from America, and then we have another scientist, Shimon Sakaguchi from Japan. And if you're wondering what is the Nobel Prize award or to what kind of discovery, that was for the discovery on the human immune system self-control mechanism, which is also known as the peripheral immune tolerance. So this discovery has been found profound in terms of how the immune system of the human body functions, because if you understand what is a immune system, it is that part of the human body which fights against the pathogens, right? The pathogens, or let's say infections. So basically it's the defense system of our body which actively gets activated whenever a foreign pathogen enters the body, and the immune system releases antibodies which fights against these pathogens, foreign bodies or infections, in order to protect the human body. So at times what happens is this immune system also sometimes mistakes the normal human cell to be a foreign body, and sometimes even attacks the normal cell as well. So that is problematic. So this kind of situation, we call it as autoimmune disorder or disease. So basically this is one of the huge concern in the medical field of this era, where this is one of the biggest problems, or this is one of the biggest reason why majority of the people are still suffering from diabetes type 1, right? Even some cases of arthritis, right? All of these problems are pretty much connected to the autoimmune disorder of the human body, which is purely decided on the malfunctioning of the immune system, where in place of attacking the foreign pathogen, the immune system mistakes the normal human body, normal human cell, to be a pathogen and starts attacking the normal cell. However, there was no clear identification as to what caused this, right? So this particular discovery of these three important scientists on the human immune system's self-control mechanism, which is also known as the peripheral immune tolerance, has brought about a change in the medical field as to how certain cases, especially type 1 diabetes, arthritis, and even to an extent cancer, even for that matter organ transplants, are treated going forward. And this discovery revealed how the body's defense system, especially talking about the defense system, it is the immune system, avoids attacking its own healthy cells. So this understanding has opened new possibilities for treating autoimmune diseases, cancer, and also improving the organ transplant. So hence this becomes absolutely important. So now first let's understand the problem, right? Why was the necessity of this particular discovery is what is important. So hence we have to understand that the immunity or the immune system of the body turns against ourselves, and this immune system functioning, which actually has to work against infections and cancers, but sometimes mistakenly attacks the own body tissues, own human body tissues. And scientists, as we discussed, long believed that this self-reactive immune cells were completely eliminated inside the thymus. So now what is thymus? Thymus basically is a particular organ, or let's say a particular part inside the immune system of the human body, which acts like the parent, or I can call that they are the school where some of the important antibodies are produced, especially the T lymphocytes, right? So these are the targeted cells, T lymphocytes, which acts like antibodies, and these are the ones which are mostly responsible for the immune action, and it is produced, or it is schooled by an organ called as thymus, which is present inside the immune system, right? And earlier this was eliminated. The belief that the self-reactive immune cells earlier was eliminated, thinking that the thymus, usually the thymus as an organ it kind of develops over a period of time, and once after particular individual reaches or crosses puberty, the thymus pretty much becomes inactive. So that is also one of the things with respect to thymus, right? So scientists did not have a clear distinction, clear idea as to why this immune system is self-reacting against itself and it is destroying the human body, right? But this didn't explain why some people still developed the autoimmune disorder. So that was the big problem. So hence came this discovery in the year 1995 by one of the Nobel holders, or let's say the Nobel awardee, Sakaguchi, where he discovered that the immune system has a particular a cell called as a regulatory T cell, or Tregs. What he discovered that to be the immune system's peacekeepers. So basically, what do? They are the ones who actually prove, in fact it was also the first and foremost proof, that immune system has an internal braking system beyond the thymus, and this process is called the peripheral tolerance. Means the immune system, which already had its own part, which is the organ which is responsible to the production of the T lymphocytes, right? So now this discovery made it very clear that the immune system has its own internal braking system, which is in the form of the regulatory T cells, and these cells are the ones which actually helps the immune system to kind of stop it from attacking itself, or attacking all the positive, or let's say the good cells in the human body. And this process is called as the peripheral tolerance. And after this discovery in the year 2001, another groundbreaking discovery was done by the American scientists Brunkow and Ramsdell, where they found a new gene, FOXP3, and this was identified as that particular gene which controls the formation and function of these regulatory T cells. So earlier, the Japanese scientist Shimon Sakaguchi identified or found out the regulatory T cells, and then in the year 2001, these two scientists identified the FOXP3 gene, which controls the formation and the function of the T regulatory cells, or Tregs, right? And they also found out that the absence of these gene FOXP3 gene in any human being, or let's say even on mice, that the person, or that the mice which was who had defective FOXP3 gene developed fatal autoimmune disorders, confirming that this gene FOXP3 is very crucial for immune balance. So later, what happened 2 years after that, Sakaguchi showed that FOXP3 genes governs the development of the regulatory T cells he had he had discovered earlier. So together, both these scientists, or all these three scientists, combined their work. One is the Tregs, another one is the gene FOXP3. Combined those two to give a solid conclusion, or to give a solid distinguishing factor between the self and the non-self, between in the immune system, as to how it treats itself, especially when it encounters a pathogen. Now, why does it matter? One is because it is very helpful in treating autoimmune disease treatment, as it boosts and replaces the regulatory T cells, and in fact this helps doctor to reduce the harmful immune reactions, right? And also it helps in cancer therapy, because in cancers, Tregs often suppress helpful immune attacks. Blocking them can enhance anti-tumor immunity, and also it helps greatly in organ transplants, as the Tregs can be helped for manipulating the body to accept the transplanted organs without any long-term drugs, which usually are given to help the body adjust with the newly transplanted organ. So how it benefits? Now at the end, what is important is the prelims question that pretty much is also covering the same topic. So with reference to 2025 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, consider the following statements. The prize was awarded for discoveries related to the role of regulatory T cells in maintaining immune tolerance. The FOXP3 gene is essential for the development and function of these regulatory T cells. The discovery has potential applications only in cancer treatment. Which of the statements given are correct? So use the comment section, answer the question, and leave them in the comment section. Anyway, that's all for this particular video. Signing off, this is Madhan Gopal. Have a wonderful day.